Y'all, before we even get into it, this ain't just a podcast. This us talking to the block, to the moms, to the homies lost, to the ones fighting demons in silence, to the kings and queens that forgot their crown. We four brothers coming straight from mud, hitting the web not for clout but for purse bills. We the night brothers, speaking truth to the mic, shining through the struggle, bringing dark to the light. Block to your soul, let the message ignite. Podcast for the people, every word take flight. Gritty like the grind, hell first we strive. Social heat in the streets, trying to keep hope alive. 4 mics, 1 mission, make the people revive. It's the night time, tune in, feel the vibe. We 4 deep like corners on the block, mics hot in the lab, cooking truth non-stop, no gimmicks. This ain't clickbait chatter, this heartbeat, struggling soul, blacker than battered. Got fam trying to heal, broke bills on the table. Talk health, mental wealth, if we able, we enable. From the hood to the web, we built this escape. Tired of seeing kings trapped in a lowercase fake. Click clack on the keys, we ain't just pie, we preaching. Street slang, health hacks, real talk reaching. See the system rigged, trying to cage our minds, but we cracking the code like it's Columbine. I'm the brother with the blueprint, knowledge in my stash. Turn trauma to armor, pain into cash. 1 mic, 4 voices, no filters, no mask. We ain't just streaming, we building that path. We the night brothers, speaking truth to the mic, shining through the struggle, bringing dark to the light. Block to your soul, let the message ignite. Podcast for the people, every word take flight. Gritty like the grind, health first we strive. Social heat in the streets, trying to keep hope alive. 4 mics, 1 mission, make the people revive. It's the nighttime, tune in, feel the vibe.
Oh yeah, 4 mics, 1 mission. Nighttime, nighttime.
I seen young blood.
Peace.
What's up?
Good evening. Good evening.
What's going on, Andre? What's going on, A&A?
What's going on?
In that building.
Hey, we connected, still selected, and always live and direct, kid. Hey, how's everybody doing? I hope everything is good. Everybody had a good weekend, getting it in.
Arden's spitting that hot fire. He's spitting that hot fire.
Welcome, Margaret Nick, to the show. Once again, this is the Night Brother Show, the show where your opinion matters. We ask you now to like and share. And as you come on board, say hello like Darlene Collins doing. Hey, ABC.
Yes,
and like Margaret Nick did as you come in. We always like to say hello.
Also like Mimi Lee.
Mimi Lee in the house. There she is. There's my baby in the house. How you doing, dear?
Oh, yes, yes. So what's going on, gentlemen? How's the week been?
Oh, man. Pretty good. Still early, but enjoying it, moving right along. And Andre, we got to look. This is a good week for us because we have a break coming up right at the end of this week. So I'm kind of excited about that.
This is an amazing week for us. Amazing.
Oh yeah. Want to welcome Miss Phyllis T. Adams to the show. How you doing, T?
Peace and love. How you feeling?
All righty.
Got some things going on, don't you? She always has some things going on, though. You know, that's Miss T's movement.
Yep.
Definitely. Yeah, man, let's get it popping, baby. Let's roll. About that time.
Man, I just want to lay in the shade, get in those shade, you know what I mean? And pontificate on life. We vibing under the city lights. Wherever the wind go take us. If it's good, we make it contagious. Said we vibing, laying on black sand beaches, thinking of what life teaches. So glad and fall from the deep end. Said we vibing under the city lights. Wherever the wind go take us. If it's good, we make it contagious. Said we vibing.
Well, I wonder what that'll sound like with laying on the beat. Anyway, we vibing, y'all. We have live tonight. I'm excited about tonight. Tonight we have a couple of things that we're going to be covering tonight. And first up on our vibe, man, we have this awesome young group, Pock3t of Annapolis. The Go-Go Band is blowing up. And tonight we're going to lock it in the pocket as we talk to a few of the members of the group, and they're going to break down how they began, what's going on now, and what they have going on in the future. And we're looking forward to that conversation with them. After that, in our health segment, we're we're going to do something a little different. We're going to have a short little, what we call a wellness check. It's an honest self-assessment about where you are. And you don't want to miss that. Of course, this is the show where your opinion matters, so we look forward to your comments, questions. Back to you, Lenny.
Welcome back. Got the Pock3t in the building. Appreciate
Yes,
you guys
sir.
coming back through again. You know, superstars that you are. Definitely appreciate coming through to see the little people. Peace and
Yes,
love.
sir. What's going on, David? What's going on, Darren? What's going on, Mackenzie? How y'all doing? Give us. Let me give y'all some love. Y'all bring that energy tonight. All right, bring that energy.
What's up?
All right, good, man. So how was y'all? Y'all had a good day today? Everybody have a good day today?
Yeah, it's going good.
All right. Oh, Miss Adams said her grands. Yeah, these are your grands. I know she's proud of your grands too. So guys, y'all had rehearsal the other night. When did y'all rehearse? Monday? What nights do your guys rehearse?
Mondays usually.
Yeah, and it's over at your grandmother's house, right?
Yes, sir.
Y'all, but y'all have the basement rocking over there. I'm gonna have to steal over there one night. You know how y'all rehearse. Well, anyway, man, let's get to it.
Oh, I have a question before we get into the full interview. Are y'all actively still students in school, correct? So break it down one by one. Mackenzie, starting with you on top to bottom. Where you attend? What grade you in? What's going on? How's your grades? We should start with that. How's your grades? That's where we should start, Arden. Right there, right, Andre?
Most important, yes, most important. Out of grades.
I mean, I think my grades look pretty good right now. I can't lie. I'm a senior at Annapolis High School.
All right.
And Mackenzie,
Hey,
the
hi.
follow-up, you're going to be matriculating next year to where? Tell people what your plans are, because I think that's pretty exciting.
I can't say yet. It's a secret. I gotta keep it to myself.
Okay, all right, cool. I'm with that.
She gonna do. So Mackenzie, you gonna do one of the when the players go to a school, they grab a hat and they say, "I'm dedicated to Ohio State University." That's you gonna do one of those.
Absolutely.
That's what's up.
Darren.
I'm in 11th grade. I go to Broadneck. Honestly, my grades can be better, but I'm working on it. I got you.
That's honest. I like that honesty. I like that honesty, brother. I like that honesty.
And I asked a follow-up question. What are you going to do to make your grades better? What do you need to do differently?
Just study more and apply myself, of course.
Amen.
Okay.
Amen to that.
Got to have a game plan.
Yeah, definitely.
That's what's up. Like the transparency, you know.
Yep.
You
Hey,
know.
John, you brother.
I'm also a junior at Broadneck. My grades are looking pretty good, but I'm ready for the school year to be over.
It's time for the summer, huh?
More transparency.
He keeping it. He
He
keeping it.
Spring break.
Question.
Yeah, you guys got a long break coming up, as we just talked about. How many days do we have off?
Oh, Q. Watch where you listen to each other. I think Arden was saying something. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just wondering, how many are seniors in the band and how many are like juniors that's going to be around for a little while? And what's the plan as far as, the transition as far as that's concerned? Mackenzie, I know you're stepping into, college and locally, hopefully, you know what I mean? So they can keep on rocking because we need you still in the pocket, baby. Just one. I'm a fool. Don't pay me no mind. We're going to have some fun if it's up to me. If not, it's on you. I'm damn sure having some fun. But how's that working? I mean, I know y'all have a plan at this point in time, somewhat.
So right now, I'm the only senior in the band. Most of the other guys are juniors. So right now, we're still kind of figuring it out, but we got some plans in place for when I go to college.
Amen.
Gotcha. All right. Appreciate it.
Welcome, Cheryl Queen, to the show. How you doing, Cheryl? The Queen in the building.
All right, Q, let's get into the. Oh, you had one more thing, Q. I'm sorry about that. I almost skipped over you.
No, I was just saying, I was asking Andre, how many days are we going to be out? And that means you guys will be out of school too. How many days do we have, Andre?
I want to say it's 10 days.
Wow, that's gonna be nice, nice. Get some things done. 10 days off. Okay, 10 days out of
So
school.
I think the question would be, who's studying over the break?
That's a good one right there. Look at his head.
Shake your heads like that.
Hey, thanks for keeping it.
Keep it
I was about to call somebody out. Say, yeah, right.
So Andre, you in the school system, right? So how does it usually work? Spring break. I've been out of the school system for a while. So spring break, and then you come back. Is it like the final exams before you go to? Because the countdown is pretty close, correct?
So yeah, they'll come back and they'll do their MCAP testing, their Maryland State Assessment testing. Will be April and May, and then the seniors will be wrapping up, and they'll be pretty much done by Memorial Day weekend. After that, they pretty much won't come back.
So who does the Maryland assessments? Everybody or just the seniors?
So no, everyone's taking them, and there's
Oh man, Darren and Davey, I thought y'all was off the hook.
All right, then let's keep it rolling, brother.
All right. Well, here we go, y'all. We're gonna get into this full-blown interview. All right, Q, we can have you start things off.
Sir, once again, guys, welcome to the show, and we're so glad to have you with us. It's been just a pleasure to get to know you on a little better over a period of time. But over the past year, I want to say that the group has leveled up musically. I mean, when you first started, it was just a garage band to a go-go takeover sometimes, somewhere in between. So just, Mackenzie, tell us a little bit about that, how the growth of the band, how you from when you first began to where you guys have developed and where you are now, how you leveled up.
I think overall, individually as musicians, we've all gotten a lot stronger. I think we were all good a year ago, but each of us has been working really just on individually how we play better and then how we gel together as a group. So I think all of that work is starting to come through and people can see it a lot more in the performances.
And Dave, I'm gonna skip down to you because I know you play multiple instruments, but just the same question applies to you. And then Darren, you following Dave.
Yeah, I think we become a pretty established group. We're all becoming polished musicians, and like Kenzie said, because individual growth kind of brings more energy to the table, and when all of us have that energy, that lock kind of comes in, and I think that's what's taking it to the next level.
Darren, you have something to add to that?
Yeah, what they said, and also just putting in work and keep practicing on our craft and making sure that sound, progresses and grow more and more as we play together.
Absolutely, brother. Absolutely. I couldn't agree with you more. That's part of the growth process. Andre?
So I have a question, but I want to also ask some additional question. So I am a aspiring musician, right? When I say I'm young in the game compared to you guys, I'm curious to know how long, when he's laughing at me, how long have you guys been working on your craft? Like, did you start playing an instrument or start singing when you were 2, 3, 5? How many years have you put in? Davey, if you want to go first.
Yeah, I've been around music all my life. My dad was a musician and my grandfather, but I started playing guitar in 5th grade.
Okay, 5th grade, and now you're a junior. Okay. What about you, Darren?
But before,
I'm sorry.
Oh, I was just gonna say before that I played like saxophone and cello in elementary school, but that doesn't really matter.
You said it doesn't matter?
Yeah, it does.
It does.
You learn the
What about
notes,
you,
you
Darren?
learn your scales, you learn, you just change it over to instruments, fingering, whatever. Yeah, that definitely helps, without question.
What about you, Darren?
Shoot.
Same with Davey. I've been around music all my life and just picking up, music from my family and stuff.
Okay. Mackenzie?
Drums. Okay.
I think I started playing piano when I was 4, but I've picked up a couple other instruments outside of that, just kind of teaching myself stuff.
Okay.
With other
So,
instruments.
what's the one song that you guys performed a year ago, and when you perform it now, it's that next level. It sounds so much different. Like, how did that evolve? What was the oomph that made the song sound so much more like kick to it? Anybody can jump out. So we'll
I
give you some
think Bad Girl.
education, some wait time. What was it?
I think Bad Girl. We do a cover of Bad Girl by Usher, and I feel
By
like that's
Usher.
gotten a lot better in the last year.
Okay.
What's the reason behind it getting better?
I think every time we play it, we find something different to add to it and something that's unique to us. We play it differently than a lot of other bands do. So I think a lot of those factors start to play in, and then it's just a fun song, so we have fun playing it.
Darren or Davey, either one of you want to add something to that?
Yeah, the other thing I would say is definitely our originals. Those have come a long way.
Oh, original material. Awesome. Awesome. Okay.
That's what I'm talking about. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we got a couple we're working on.
Okay, that's good. Keep
It
writing.
is. It's
Keep
amazing.
writing. Definitely keep writing.
I say one of the songs we still play and we still be working on now. Um, it's actually one of my favorites. I like "Cuff It" by Beyonce. That got like a lot of different hits and accents and material. You building up on that song. That's different. That a lot of bands don't do.
And I'm gonna follow up to you, Andre, on that question because as a musician myself, I play bass too. Um, as a musician, is it when certain songs like Darren, you smashing back there? Is there certain songs that you really like? Oh, my part coming up. I really like the way that part's gonna be. And talk about that for a minute.
It's funny you say that. It's a lot of parts that I look forward to playing because if I do something that stands out on like a gig or a practice, one of them will like look at me and they're like, "Yo, you should keep that." Or like they'll look for that every time we play. So it's like
That's
a little
good.
signature thing I would put together.
Right, I feel you. I feel you. So in practice, you may be playing that song, then you like try. I'm gonna squeeze this little roll in between here or this little double snap, and then they look and say, "Oh, that was hot. That was nice." And then y'all kind of vibe off of it and build on it. Davey, you want to add to what Darren's saying?
Yeah, I mean that kind of goes with what I said earlier. Just everyone bringing that energy and kind of developing stuff along the way. It kind of just brings the best out in everyone. Kind of gives it that lock.
Yeah, as I definitely feel you because as a musician, as a band, you playing the same song over and over, week after week after week. You got to make it be interesting to you as well. You got to keep
That's
your
right.
interest and your energy. Am I striking a nerve there, or am I off base?
Oh yeah, for sure. You're right.
And Lenny, I would think there also has to be a level of trust. If somebody like gets in the groove, you're going to be able to give them that time to get in the groove, and you're going to give them that feedback as well.
No doubt, no doubt. Mr. Arden,
Hey, well, look, while we on that, y'all kind of walking right into it. How is the chemistry in the band improved over time, and or even changed over this time? And I got another question after that. But as far as the chemistry, we can start with you, Darren, first. Uh, how you feel about the chemistry? How has it grown? And have people come together that may have been at odds or not as close before? The growth of a group.
Uh, the chemistry has definitely built. Kind of like what Davey says, just like playing together and locking in more different parts. Um, Also coming together on, well, for example, like it could be like music, like say like drums, keyboard, bass, guitar, your music section. We could all work on something, or we could like do something that catches everybody's ear, and that can be like a little part that stands out from everybody. Or like singer, Josiah and Kenzie, they could come up with different lines and different harmonies that could really stand out, and they know what to feed off of each other. So it's like, and it's crazy. Like some things we do now, we do together, and we don't expect to do together. Like I know me and my man's Troy on Congos, we definitely do like a lot of stuff at the same time, or we feed off of each other. So yeah, it's it's really tough, and it's like
Locking in.
it's creativity at the end of the day.
Yes, yes, indeed. And communication, indeed. So you find you're more synced, and you can kind of now at this point in time, I'm sure you can give each other a glance, and oh yeah, we taking it there right now, or
Yeah,
yeah, do
communication
that.
is definitely a big thing as well. Like we have like different. I don't know if you noticed, we have like different signals. Like I know my lead talker Josiah. Like I kind of like read his mind sometimes because like I will call something out to like the band if I know like the vibe that Josiah is going off of, and it works perfectly. So that's a
That's it. Okay, glad to hear that.
That's super dope.
Before we move on to the next question, I want to give a shout out to Josiah who checked in and to Troy Jr. who checked in. What's up, fellas? Glad to have
Peace and
y'all
love.
with us tonight, man. As
Wish y'all
the rest of the guys are holding it down for you. Listen, we move to the next question, Lanny. And the next question is, we've touched on it a little bit, but I kind of want to dig into this a little, drill down to this a little bit deeper. What new influences or what new sounds have you guys been implementing that people may not even have noticed yet, or something that you're looking to develop as far as your sound? And I'm gonna start with you, Dave.
I've been listening to a lot of not old school, but like guitar players, kind of Eric Gales, Jubu Smith, all those
Wow.
types of guitar players.
Damn. Go ahead. All right. Okay.
How about that? Go ahead, David. All right.
Lots of instrumental albums, kind of just picking out certain things, and I feel like each of us kind of has our own stuff we listen to, and that's kind of what makes the band so unique, is when all that comes together and we get our own sound out of it.
Sounds good. Sounds good. How about you, Darren?
I don't know. I listen to like a lot of stuff. I don't know, like a lot of the genres I listen to, I grasp onto those ideas and I try to like, if we want to relate it to like Pock3t, I definitely take some musical ideas and bring it to Pock3t for like arrangement wise. Cause like, I don't know, like you could play like a go-go beat, but like to know that you have like a lot of music into that go-go beat, that's the extra pushes. It's like.
Mackenzie, how about you? Most instrumentally and vocally.
I think for me, I've gotten a lot better at listening to the other people in the band, and I feel like that has a big influence on how I play. A lot of times in the middle of a set, I'll hear Davey play something, or I'll hear our bass player Mel play something, and I'll take that idea and expand on it on keys or vocals or whatever it is. And I feel like that helps bring the sound, make it sound more cohesive because everybody's on the same page.
Somebody's got to be listening.
Yes,
Indeed.
sir. That's awesome. That's
No
awesome.
question. That makes it work.
I love it. I love it. So I gotta shout out my guy Josiah Fisher. I've known Josiah ever since he was a youngin', and I remember Josiah in elementary school singing and saying, "This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to be a singer." I'm just so proud of that young man that he is not chasing his dreams; he's making his dreams happen. So big up to Josiah, my guy.
He got his favorite principal in here.
Yes, indeed.
That's my dude,
Mr.
Josiah
Andre.
Fisher. So I do want to ask this question. So like I said, I'm an aspiring musician, and one of my dreams is do what you guys are doing, is be on stage one day and perform, right? Tell the people, how has performing in front of large audiences built your confidence? And I'm sure it was probably a little intimidating when you first started, or was it? So let's start with you, Mackenzie.
I'm more of a quiet person overall. I mean, when I'm around people that I know, I'm not as quiet, but overall, I'm more on the shy side. So I think performing in front of large crowds gives me a chance to have a bigger personality and still show off a little bit in a sense without feeling entirely freaked out because it's not a one-on-one situation.
That makes a lot of sense. What about you, Davey?
It was definitely a little nerve-wracking at first, but once you get used to it, you're kind of up there with your family and you're just doing your thing. It kind of
Love that.
Yeah, I like
Yeah,
it. I like that.
the
I
crowd
like
doesn't really matter. I mean, it always helps to have a big crowd and you feed off of their energy. But at the end of the day, you're just up there making music with your band.
Wow.
What about you, Darren?
For me, it depends on how big the crowd is and the situation. Because I could definitely get nervous in the big crowd, but just like Davey said, just feeding off of the energy and that adrenaline hitting you, I'm like, yeah.
I love it.
What's the largest crowd you played for so far? I mean, any one of y'all venue that you say, "Dang, there's a lot of people up in here today." What would that be?
Maybe Howard Theater.
Okay, yeah, in DC. All right.
And I got my tickets for the May show at Maryland Hall. I got my tickets already.
Well, we're gonna talk about that in just a second.
Definitely. Shoot. Well, let's check it. If you could describe, Pock3t's growth over the last year or so, how would you describe it? Sound wise, and also how people have accepted you. One, how have you grown as musicians as a group? And then, the fact is, how many thought you would be this big now and you would make this much noise this fast? Anybody can take it. All right, I'll call somebody. Dave. You know what I'm saying? Hit me up. You know what I mean? They both of them step back at the same time.
Let me see. I think it's definitely been not a battle, but we've had to put the hard work in to build ourselves up and kind of make a name for ourselves. But musically, I think we're just going up from here. We're just getting started still.
Beautiful. How about you, Mike? Mackenzie, excuse me. I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry.
No, I'm sorry. I said that.
I'm with Davey on what he said. I feel like it's been a long time coming. We've been putting a lot of work in for a while now, and I think we've been accepted by people who are fans of go-go music, people who are actively working in go-go. They've all accepted us and kind of reached out to us as this next generation of what's going on and how we can keep it going.
Beautiful.
I'll follow up, Arden, if I can, on that, because I don't want to lose the thought on this. As you are still particularly a young band. I'm talking about young in age and young in the tenure that you guys have been together performing out in the public. So do you still get those moments when somebody like, dang, there are a bunch of youngins up here? Do you still get that moment, and can you tell, or how do you vibe off of that? Somebody explain that to me or break that down to me. Darren.
I feel like
I'm gonna make Darren speak. Darren, it's on you. What you gonna do?
Nah, I got you. Nah, it's definitely. Honestly, I call it a blessing because, like, first of all, there's no way, like, you could be. Well, to me, there's no way you can be a new band and really quickly you getting love from people like JY, Backyard, Northeast Groovers, Rare Essence, taking people like big artists like that, or go-go artists. Go-go artists, go-go artists like that underneath your wing, calling you nieces and nephews, and like really looking out for you like this real family. So like, it's pretty cool.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
So do you like drummers that are in those groups like that? Have they made a connection like, hey, let's holler at me about your riffs and your skills and what you're doing, your development? Has that spawned with any other groups?
Nah, they definitely like I said, like they like uncles. Like they will stay on me if something not right. Like they'll like be like, yo, this is what you need to do, or like they'll lead me in the right direction. Like if I'm like, let's say like if I'm overplaying it, or if I'm not like playing something right, they will like use examples from their past experience, or they'll like show me the right way to do stuff because they already been in the game and they're like way ahead of me.
Wow, that's good. That's awesome.
That's beautiful.
That's awesome.
Definitely.
Well, look, as we transition to the next question, and this is one that leads up to something that's going to be happening pretty soon. And one of your biggest performances to date is coming up on May the 16th at Maryland Hall in the Pocket. And I think Andre made reference to this. Tell us about the event itself. Tell us about who else is on the card and where people can, if Miss Adams or anyone else can tell us how people can purchase tickets and how they can support you with the event. And I'm gonna call on you first, Mackenzie, because I don't want everybody jumping at the same time. But Mackenzie, tell us a little bit about this, and then we'll go down to everyone else.
So this event is kind of a part two to what we did in February last year, where that was the first time we headlined at Maryland Hall. So we're doing it again this year. We got a different band opening up for us. Last year it was DC Vibe. This year we got Wes Watkins and Got My Own Sound, which they're a great band. They're also like family to us, so that's going to be really fun.
Okay, great.
And why am I blanking on the name? Aaron Buddy Davis is hosting the event.
Yeah,
it's going to be a great time.
Perfect.
All right. Well, how can people purchase tickets?
Tickets can be found on the Maryland Hall website, but also if you find any of us on social media anywhere, if you are following Pock3t on Facebook, the link is there. Somebody will always have it, so just gotta find one of us on social media.
Okay. Darren, why are you so excited about this event, this upcoming event in May?
I'm always hyped to do a good show because I know between my band Pock3t and my cousin Wes Watkins, we ain't gonna give y'all a half show. We gonna give y'all money's worth. So
I feel
I'm
you.
just ready. I'm ready to play.
All right.
I'm ready
do
to
it.
do some work.
So you hyped about it?
Nah, definitely. Wes Watkins and Got My Own Sound, John Williams, they always do their thing. They always come representing. And I feel like my band is definitely doing that too. This past couple gigs we did, it was definitely higher energy. Well, as far as like the new stuff we doing and old stuff, we just gonna keep progressing.
Okay. And Davey, give us your feeling on that as well, if you would.
Yeah, like Darren said, I'm just hyped to put on a show. Got My Own Sound band, they're amazing. They're some of the best one of the best musically talented groups that I've heard. And you know, it's always just cool to do our own thing, and it's gonna be a good time.
Do you see, as a young group again? I'm kind of on that vein because I'm just amazed at, how far y'all have gone in such a short time. Do you see is it another younger band out there that's doing something similar to what you guys doing? Or, because I'm not familiar with the scene as much. You may have just mentioned them in one of the names you say. But is it another band that you say, oh man, they hot too. They getting it.
It's another band in DC that we've gigged with them a couple of times. They go by NGK now. They used to be Sounds of Youth, SOY. And they're just another young band that's been out there. They've been putting the work and doing great stuff.
That's what's up.
Awesome.
Love that. Who else is up? Oh, one more thing. I'm sorry, I'm taking all day on questions. I was not supposed to be asking none. Do you see this Maryland live thing, because y'all play so many different places, as somewhat almost like a homecoming? Because how often do you really get to play in Annapolis?
It's definitely a good experience for us, and yeah, it kind of feels like a homecoming. We don't get to play many. We're always up in DC gigging, so it's cool to be at home and see all the people we know coming out to see us and support us.
Definitely.
So I have a couple of questions. My first question would be, what would you say to the listeners or people who are saying, I'm thinking about going, but I'm not really into go-go? What would you say to encourage them to want to come out to your show and support? Let's start with you, Darren. What would you say to encourage people who want to come out and support your show if they say they're not really into go-go?
I think Darren, there he is. That guy.
There he is.
I think he
He might have frozen. So while Darren's working it out, what about you, Mackenzie? What would you say?
I mean, both bands that are on the card for that event are bands that can do go-go and do it really well, but we're also capable of playing a lot of different genres. So I think even if you're not the biggest go-go fan, don't think that that's all you're gonna get, because we play music, all different genres, all different kinds of artists. We got something for everybody.
Okay,
Love
okay,
that.
good.
That's
That's good to know. So hopefully people are going to come out and want to support. So my follow-up question is going to be: so you guys are moving from your band's moving from local buzz to a regional takeover, right? Are you guys just trying to just continue to go deeper and really expand on, you know, like you just talked about, you know, going into other genres, or are you looking at like just taking over and taking go-go to that next level? Or is it a combination of all those things? Okay, Davey, what do you think?
I know everyone in the band has their own like separate ambitions, but I think we all kind of got the general idea that we want to, you know, stay together no matter what we're doing and just make music. But I think it'd be really cool to stay in the go-go scene for a while and just see where it can take us.
Darren, what are your thoughts?
I agree with Davey.
Okay,
Definitely
you
agree with
second Davey. Okay, Mackenzie.
I mean, I'm also with Davey and Darren. I think overall, we've had a lot of fun playing in the go-go circuit. It's a really cool space to be in, especially because it is so regional. But overall, I think whether it's go-go or whatever other genre we might be playing, because we all play other music with the same group of people, I think we just want to keep doing what we're doing, take it further.
I love it. I love it.
That sounds like family. Sounds good.
100%.
While we're there, tell us about the potential opportunities beyond the stage. I mean, it could be individually or even maybe as a group. Y'all have some things that y'all want to do beyond the stage. And my second one, and one I always lean into because, you know, I used to write, well, you might not know. We used to have a writing and production company. You know, the original material, I definitely, you know, I'm just throwing it out there to you. Hone in on creating your own songs, format it. I know how go-go rocks, but format it where you 3-4 minutes and some seconds. You can always make it a 25-minute song at the go-go, but put it in a format where it can be consumed by the marketplace and continue to write original music, put it out, write original music, put it out, write for some other people, let them put that out. But that's the last part is just, you know, me throwing that to you. Just make sure you do that and copyright. But you know, what opportunities beyond the stage do you kind of see you guys either doing collectively or even individually?
I know individually, our lead singer, Josiah, has some music out that's really good. We played it live for him. So always check that stuff out. We have some of our own originals that we've been working on, like Davey said earlier. We've made some, you know, podcast appearances like this. We're gonna be on Heartbeat Conga Hour again pretty soon. So it's just we're always up to something. We never stay still too long.
I like that. I like that.
No doubt. Darren?
No, yeah, what Kenzie said, definitely check Josiah out. He got some crazy music out. Yeah, we don't stay still for too long. If we're not gigging every single weekend, we will be practicing to make sure that next show is definitely right. Make sure y'all enjoy the show. I know me personally, I'm definitely playing with a couple other people as well. I'm still playing in church, doing studio stuff as well sometimes. So, and the original part, we definitely we're working on some originals. It's crazy just said it. Yesterday in practice, just from like one simple line my guitar player Davey played, we was in that joint for like 15 minutes just like working on something. So we definitely got stuff that we're working on.
Okay. Well,
I'm looking forward to hearing, you know, all the original stuff for sure.
Yep. Well, we appreciate you guys taking the time to join us tonight. We're looking forward to the concert in May, the 16th. Wish you guys much success, and we're really excited about where you are now and where you're going in the future, man. The future is bright.
Indeed.
And also, before we leave, I want you to mention this latest event that you guys have just been selected to participate in September. Mackenzie, just talk about that briefly before we leave the air, if you would.
Yeah, so we got chosen recently, very recently. I think we just posted about it today for the first time to play a big festival at the Charles County Fairgrounds in September. And we're going to be playing alongside some of the largest names in, the go-go circuit right now. Backyard, Northeast, Rare Essence. I think Junkyard is on there too. It's going to be a great show.
Man, looking forward to that. I guess, Lanny, this is close to your home, so I guess we'll be down there that weekend for sure.
No doubt, no doubt. Gotta come out and support the local.
We're gonna support them. Once again, big ups to you guys. We wish you all the luck. We'll be definitely following things as you go along and supporting you in any way that we can. Good luck to you, and we'll talk to you soon. Be blessed, guys.
Yeah, Josiah gave y'all a shout out too.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
Definitely bigged them up.
Yeah, Josiah said that y'all outstanding musicians, and y'all definitely make me a better singer.
Yeah.
Humble, man, humble and talented.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna move on to our next section, Lanny, our next segment, if you would.
All right, no problem.
Hey, well, appreciate you guys' time, man. Definitely.
See y'all back on the next show, okay? Next time.
Keep putting the work in. The discipline is everything.
All right, man. You know what? It's great to see, man. Is before we get all up into this health segment, it's great to see, Andre, young people doing stuff and having success and kind of living their dreams and finding their passion, and it's just a beautiful thing when you can see that, because the world is so challenged now, and it's great to see that. What was your thoughts on that, man?
So, I think, Lenny, you raised a great point, because I'm often in spaces where we have adults who are down in our young people, right? And they just don't see just how gifted. A lot of our young people, most of our young people, are just doing the right thing on a daily basis. And you have to also give it up to those young people, their family, like that village that's really poured into them, and push them and make sure that they stay on the right path. But I think it helps when you have some goals and aspirations. But these young people are definitely on the right path. Shout out to their families for doing this great, amazing work.
Absolutely. I mean, the last 2 weeks we've had young people on. Michelle Fidel, who's phenomenal in her own right, in her world, and then these young folks, man, excelling, succeeding. So it's great to see that. Hopefully, it becomes a real encouragement for other young people that have passions.
Yeah, what?
And I think it also speaks to you're never too old to try to learn something, and work towards your goals, right? So,
no question.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, look, we want to flip it. Because we're a health-based show. We always got to get something healthy, and that's what Arden always said. Don't forget the health stuff. And he's right. But so what we wanted to talk about was, for you, I want to throw something out. I'm just going to throw the question out. I'm going to throw both questions out, and I'm going to let you kind of opine and do your thing. So we're talking about mental health and, people not keeping it real and, hiding behind their answers when something else could really be brewing inside big time. So I'm going to ask you these two questions. You can opine. Interpret this. Like, you coming up to somebody, you greeting your body. How you feeling? And then they hit you with the standard, an automatic generated answer like, I'm blessed and highly favored. You know what I mean? Or I'm good. It is what it is. I'm just chilling. I'm hanging in there, bro. And then the follow-up to that, Andre, is it okay for people to be real sometime and just kind of say, look, man, I'm tired. I'm really a little stressed right now. I'm glad you asked. I feel a little overloaded at this moment. I got so much going on in my life. That type of thing. Or should people express their realities only in the right situations or keep it bottled up? I know that's a lot to unpack, but you the man that could do that. You the man that could unpack it.
Here's what I would say, Lenny. I think if you ask somebody, how are you feeling? you should want full transparency. You don't ask somebody just because you feel it's the right thing to do or you're trying to be polite. If you ask somebody how they're feeling, then don't be caught off guard if they really tell you how they feel, right? Because maybe they're looking at it like, oh man, this is my opportunity to really tell somebody how I'm feeling. Maybe they feel like you were the person out of everybody that throughout the day that asked them that. Now they're feeling like, okay, I'm going to talk to this person. Like this is a person that was put on my path, so I can express myself. Because we know sometimes we just need to say it to someone, right? So I would always encourage somebody to speak how you feel, right? And for the person on the other end, you know, if they start telling you something that you feel like is too much, you know, how do you maybe bow out gracefully without cutting them off and feeling like, oh man, you know, they start pouring out and then you're like, no. So
it's too late now, baby. We in it.
You don't want to like somebody
We
be
in
upset.
it.
Like, hey, you asked me how I'm feeling, and I'm telling you, right? Conversation, but also like so that they walk away feeling like at least I had a chance to say what I needed, right? It might not be. One thing I've learned is there are times when people they want your feedback, and there's times sometimes they just want you to listen, right? And so how can you decipher and really be able to figure out one of the times where they just want to say it and get it off their chest, and one of the times where they're really looking for some feedback. And if they're really looking for that feedback, you want to be in a space where you can give it to them, or at least try, right? So I would say if they ask you how you're feeling, be very vulnerable and open. And if you're asking that question, don't be caught off guard if they really tell you the truth.
I love that. Do you run into that?
The second part is everything. I mean, you know, when you ask that, you know, be prepared. Because how many people, I'm just wondering, since we got a few people online right now, how many people, honestly, I mean, you know, ain't nobody sharing this with nobody else. Don't want nobody to see this. Do you ask people how you doing and you really want to know? I mean, because you can be transparent here. Sometimes you just going through the page, say, hey, how you doing? And you're trying to walk away. Do you really want that smoke, as they say? Just throw a 1 if you do want all that smoke, and 2 if no, I'm just being polite. I just wanted to keep it pushing, depending on who it is.
Well, Turner Head said this, Q. Turner Head said this, Q.
Yes. These days, people just act out of politeness. They really don't care. Everyone's too consumed with their own situations and mess, and really checking things out. And that's a legitimate point. Sometimes I think we're almost just on automatic pilot when we say those things to people. Hey, brother, how you doing? And we say it not really with an expectation for them to pour out into you in the way Andre was just saying previously. And that is so true. But so I like Andre's point of if you ask that, be prepared for a response you may not be expecting.
Turner Heads. It's funny.
Yeah. I donate. Thank you, Turner Heads. I'm just saying,
Oh man, she's so funny. So funny.
That's why I love that audience. You know what I mean? Because we'll keep it 1,000% for you.
Look, Margaret's saying some real stuff right here, though. You know, because you just don't know where somebody is. You know, at any moment in time.
Yeah, you don't know what's going on
Save
in
a
their
life
life
with
or
the
that
listen and
particular
the
day,
smile.
that particular instant, even. So
Save a life.
Mm-hmm.
Next.
Yeah.
Nessa said, 1, I care. I love you. Appreciate you.
Love
No
that, Nessa.
question.
Love that, Nessa.
Now, Mimi Lee threw the 1 in the air.
Andre, you just see.
I'm definitely with the 1.
You see a lot of this, Andre, in your role and your capacity as an administrator in a school setting where you have a bunch of young people that are really finding out, in the development of finding who they are.
Oh, definitely. And we want to cultivate that. And again, I think no matter if it's in the school, it's out in the public. And I think somebody just raised this point, right? Sometimes people just need to get it off their chest, right? And the other thing is, I think that there are people who, when they ask that, they are going to give you some wisdom. And sometimes I think those individuals are going to give it to you straight. And sometimes you might not like what they say initially, but then when you're able to step back and reflect on it, you're like, man, right? What they said was very powerful. And I can definitely, after I had a chance to kind of marinate and I thought about it, it helped me in that situation. But yes, I mean, I think, I've definitely seen that in education. But I'm sure all of you have seen that as well, in the spaces where you're in.
Um, look, anybody want to respond to what Cheryl said, or?
So I always checking on my girlfriends. I ask them how they're doing. If they come back and say, what was that? You cut it off before I could finish reading. I'm good. I'm well. I'll turn around and ask, okay, I am my sister's keeper. Okay, well, that's good. But Cheryl sounds like she's asking with the expectation of having to go a little deeper in the conversation, which is always a good thing. She's going in with that right frame of mind already. Should the response not be the standard response, then she's ready to be to respond back in kind.
Yeah, that's something that you could definitely. And Cheryl, you can answer this to help us out. She's talking to somebody that she knows, so she could kind of tell when something's off. You know what I mean, Andre? You could tell when something's off, and you might hold on. I might have to check. I might have to stop, pause for a second and make sure.
No, but you're right. The bottom line is that she was, even how she asked, when they were like, I'm well, I'm good, are you really? You know what I'm saying? That's somebody that you checking in like, yo, you for real? Are you serious? Going a little deeper. And it's, that's why I said, depending on who you're talking to, you know those signs, and you can push a little bit more, and to get somebody to open up. Sometimes we try to be so strong that we don't want to say anything. So some people do need an ear, and other people need an ear and don't feel like they need an ear, but they still need to get that stuff off, and communicate. So I think it's really important that you have people around you that will give you that ear and listen.
All right, I'm gonna double up on you at the same time as the way I did Andre. And this is more from a physical dietary perspective. We're talking about habits, and just throw the questions out. Are you feeding your body? Not you per se, but I mean, if you want to internalize it and personalize it, fine. Are you feeding your body right, or does sometimes your diet seem like it's sponsored by late night snacks and the voices that whisper in your ear, telling you things like, "It's cool, you can start on Mondays. You done messed up today already. Just push it down the road." And then, Arden, what about exercise too? Can you weave these together? Because you're a man that can weave. When you're supposed to go walking, but the only walking you start doing is to the refrigerator. How can you catch yourself, get back on track, and that type of thing?
Well, wow, that's a lot, but we can do that. Let's unpack it. Habits. Let's talk habits. Habits, it's wild. Your habits will either build or destroy you. But they can keep you right on point. So if you create the right habits, even when you fall off, like, are you feeding your body right? Yes, sometimes I am. And I'm definitely guilty of that. You know what I mean? Because we get into grooves where we really focus on our diets. We, really focus on what we're doing. And truly, diet and the food that we have, especially in these states, is so chemically laced that, and I mean, I'm using my words properly, laced, that you can eat some stuff and the chemicals in it can actually create a dependency and pull you right back in it, whether that's sugar, whether that's food modifier that you don't even know is in a particular food that you love. But you eat great for a while, and then you have that one time, I'm going to Mr. Dillon's party, and they had some cake for him because he turned 25 again, and you eat that cake. And Anime, you shouldn't have ate that cake, Anime, because now you like Mookie. I mean, for real, dead up. I mean, literally, it affects. I can say it affects me like that. If I eat sugar, you start eating a lot of sugar or some sugar, it can pull you into eating a little bit the next day. And then, oh man, you know what? It's a little bit of cake left. So let me get that slice I got from him, and I'm just finishing it off today. You kind of make some excuses, but you drag it out. But to me, you fall into, like you said, the whispering voices. Like Mookie said, it be calling me, man. It be calling me. Yo, so that's true. And you really have to be steadfast and fight that inner conversation. And, not to get too deep, but some researchers said that actually the parasites in your gut can actually give you signals that you want sugar or you want starch or you want certain things, and a lot of times you're being remote controlled, by something else inside you, which is kind of, people sound like it's far-fetched, but I challenge you to look up some research in it, and they really checked this out, and they saw that this happens. So sometimes you think that that's you whispering for that late night snack, and that ain't even you, and that's the sad part about it. So we got to get those things out.
That's great, great. That's good stuff, Ard. That's really good stuff.
And I would say, before you answer the second part, I would even say that to that first question that Lenny asked me, that I believe that what you eat also directly affects your mental health, right? If you are eating right, I believe it helps as far as your mental health and your thought process and your mind, being able to think clear. That's my thought.
No, that's beyond you. I mean, that's your thought, but that's scientifically proven.
Jump in, Q. You see,
I see. I got you. Give me a second. But for years,
hold on, Q. Hold on one second.
We've been dealing with children prior to this. I mean, like, shoot, I was like 19 years old coming out of high school, and we were dealing with children over in Annapolis Gardens, and we were telling them the fact that you're eating the sugaries and the colors and all of the color number 5 and all of this right before you go into school, drinking a soda or drinking orange juice, which is straight sugar, that they're going in and they underperforming. We changed the diet for some kids, and you start seeing the teachers saying that he's a little bit he's less scatterbrained. You know what I'm saying? So he's not running around bouncing off the floor, or he's not laying his head down and going to sleep because he's crashing from sugar. So it is right on point, and as far as that's concerned. So there's studies that show that after a good meal, a quality meal, people perform better. Q?
That's okay. We can just go to the second point because we pretty much covered it.
Okay, no problem. Exercise, kind of the same thing. When when you create a habit of movement, if you stop moving for 2, 3, 4 days, and correct me if y'all don't feel like this doesn't affect or doesn't happen to you, that 5th day, it's kind of hard for you not to do something, because whether it's guilt, whether it's you fighting against your program, it is something that, like, it's been a few days, but I can kind of feel like I'm getting stiffer or slower or whatever by the second. I got to do something. And that's why that habit is so important to, work it out 6 days, 66 days. You don't have to do everything, but you have to do something for 66 days. And then I'm going to tell you, that 67th day, if somebody tells you to sit inside all day, you're going to go crazy. You're like, no, I got to take at least a walk. I'm walking around the block. I'm doing something. You might be inside doing push-ups and jumping jacks, but you're going to do something because it's you now. And they always say, to survive to who you want to be, you have to actually survive long enough to outlive your old self to create that new person. And that's what you'll be walking into and realistically be.
You said something very important there. I mean, a lot of good stuff in the content that you just said. But something kind of just grabbed me when you were saying, you don't do something for 4 or 5 days, and that 5th or 6th day, then you may want to be invigorated to do something because you feel. Now, what I will say about that is you're in a vulnerable area when you get to that 4th and 5th and 6th day, because, and this is important. That's why I'm grabbing it. But you could go either one direction or the other when you get to that 5th or 6th day, because you're starting to actually build a habit of not doing something. Andre, you smiling because you know what I'm saying, and you have to be very careful because that you could snowball that bad behavior, and wind up, out on a tangent. That's how junkies become junkies. You know what I'm saying? and it just snowballs. Or hopefully you've had enough good habits in the past that those are the moments where I say, where and how do you catch yourself? What triggers you to say, uh, enough? This is enough. Go ahead, Q.
See, that's why, to me, all of this comes back to identifying your why at the very beginning. Why you're doing a certain thing, your rationale behind it. And if that why is big enough, it'll overcome all of those obstacles. Personally, I'm just you, and we're talking about in general, but I can talk about myself. I'm gonna make it personal with me. I can go 5 or 6 days without working out because my schedule won't allow it. But my why is big enough that won't push down. That won't set me up. That won't set me backwards and have me going spiraling to where I don't work out for weeks or weeks. No, I'm gonna get there when I can get there. And the opposite part of that is though, even though I may not work out, my nutrition is in place every single day. That's the other side of the coin. My nutrition is on point every day, except for if there's a special occasion, like I'm on vacation, something like that. So identifying that why and letting that be your driver, will take you a long way and keep you from going off course completely.
Good stuff, everybody. Q, you're going to wrap this up for the evening.
Yes.
Let's talk about tough times. Let's talk about learning lessons because, and I'm just asking you the question, learning lessons from tough times. Do you think God is sometimes trying to show you something in tough moments? How does your response help or hurt the situation when you're in that tough moment?
Wow.
Can difficulties build faith, patience, and wisdom? Because, and the reason why this question is important right now, because we're all at a point right now of uncertainty in America, uncertainty in the world, uncertainty within the family, uncertainty within your job, your career, uncertainty in your finances, and all of these things. If you haven't gone through something yet, what the old folks say, Andre, just keep what?
Keep on going.
Keep living.
Keep living.
Yes.
That's it. It's gonna come see you.
You know, now, Lenny, that reminds me when you said that point you just said just now, remind me of something that Uncle Lonnie preached one time. And I always remind him of that because it stuck with me so much. He said, the point of in the human condition, we're in one of three states. We're either about to go into a storm in our life, in the middle of a storm in our life, or just coming out of storm in our life. Yeah. Those are the three conditions, basically. All right. So what we learn from those tough times is we learn a couple of things. We learn to rely on God's strength and not our own. That's for me personally, and across the board, we should learn to rely on God's strength. It's a chance for Him to draw closer to Him. And the scriptures tell us, like in 2 Corinthians, it says that my grace is sufficient for thee. In other words, he's telling us, I got you. I'm to paraphrase, he's saying, I got you. If you lean on me, I got you. And we need to learn to trust. It comes down to trust. It comes down to faith. It comes down to belief. You know, all those things come into play. How do we respond to situations? In certain ways. Proverbs says to trust in the Lord with all your heart, with all your mind, and all your strength, and all your own, and not lean on your own understanding. And if we learn to do that and acknowledge Him in all our ways, then we'll have that growth, and we'll have an understanding, we'll have that trust. Those are the good things that come out. But if you don't have those things in place, you kind of find yourself drifting away from God sometimes, drifting away or having distrust in Him and His overall.
Andre, what do you think?
Yeah. So, I think that the God Almighty, the Supreme Being, that we go through things for a couple of different reasons. Number one, I believe that when we go through things, it's to build that grit and that perseverance that we need. So when the next storm comes about, we'll be like, oh, this is nothing compared to what I just went through, right? You start to kind of build that callus that you can kind of work through in anything. Yes. Because like Q just said, either you're about to go into something, you're in the midst, or you're moving out. It's just a cycle.
Yes.
You might get a brief window when there's like,
You might get a moment, huh?
but also I think it's
I'll
also
drink to that.
so you can be a testimony to somebody else, right? You're going to
Yes.
go through something, and then somebody else, and this goes back to the original question when somebody asks you how you're doing. Oh, I can relate to what you're saying. I went through that, and let me tell you how I got through. Or here's some things you should consider and think about, right? So I think those things are just preparing you or helping to prepare somebody else who's going to go through something similar.
Amen. Amen. And I love how you weaving these questions together that we've asked in this health segment, because it's so important. It's not everything is not just one dimensional. It's interconnectivity that's going on throughout your life that you should pay attention to all those signals and weave them together. Look, we got to move on out of the show for tonight because
Let me say one thing about that though, because I wanted to say something about those 3 states of
absolutely,
before
brother,
you get to the
absolutely.
storm, being in the storm, and just coming out the storm. The more evolved human being, you can look at them and you really can't tell if they're in a storm, coming out of a storm, or going into a storm. Keep smiling, keep that faith, and that's really what that faith shows. And that's when it shows. At the worst of times, toughest times, and even at the best of times, how you treat the worst of us at your best. And how you act and how your spirit is at your worst of times. If you can keep a smile on your face and keep focused and stay with God and know she's there with you and for you, then it's gonna be all right. But the bottom line is that who are you going through all of those particular types of particular levels in your life or times in your life? Being strong through all of it is absolute blessing, and that's the shining. That's when you're shining for real, not just because when it's good times. You shining when it's bad. You still can be bright and still be that light because you already are.
Well, we want to thank you guys for joining us again tonight, man. Another wonderful show. Andre, special shout out to you, my brother. Brother, you really grown into this role. You have grown into this role.
Yeah, I will say that too, man.
Our man Kenny may be back, but even when Kenny comes back, yeah, you still a part of the team, brother. So you let that be known right now. So
I gotta get one of those cool backgrounds.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get you that green screen.
We need to get you a green screen.
Green screen.
I'll tell you where you can grab one too. But I appreciate you too, because I know you're giving up a night for your health, your mental health. This is Tuesday, we get it in. This is a party night for us. So I definitely understand giving up the training. So thank you for that. I definitely appreciate it. I know what that means.
In the coming weeks, we have some great guests who are going to be joining us. Andre, I want you to drop a bombshell for them. Tell me what we got coming up in the month of April. One person that we got coming up in the month of April. Let them know.
We got the great, always entertaining Dr. Pock3t Band, Superintendent of Anne Arundel County Public Schools.
Going to be joining us on April.
We might have to have you on as a host that night, Andre, too.
That's already done. Already done.
Okay, cool. Hey, look, y'all, audience, I want to thank y'all for hanging with us, because sometimes we run a little over like we did tonight, but I want to thank y'all, you from my soul for just being so loyal, because there's no show without you, and you fuel us as you go along in so many ways. I really want to show gratitude towards you for that. And, we'll see you next week. All right, everybody?
All right, folks. Good night, everybody. Deuces.
Love y'all.
All right.
Love y'all. Love you.